Yo, it's your boy Marcus, aka Just One Marcus on the Just One channel, and today we are going to try to figure out how to fix Miami's signing mistakes in Lowry and Duncan Robinson and some of these other guys and put them back on track to get to the finals and hopefully win a championship. I am filming this on February 28th. The Heat just had a close but much needed win against the 76ers with Jimmy Butler going off. And let me show you just real quick. Tyler Hero having an absolutely abysmal game. 3 for 13, 2 for 9. And yeah, he didn't really do much defensively. He had 1 steal and didn't make much either. The Heat right now are a 7 seed. The Hawks did lose today, I'm pretty sure, by 1 point against the Wizards. So they're kind of sitting nice here in the 7 seed. I think they could potentially drop to a 9 or 10 seed, but I don't see them falling out of the play-in. The Raptors are on the come up right now as well, so they could catch some heat here and maybe pass the Heat. I'm just gonna let 2K Auto come up with this lineup here for the rest of the season, except I am gonna get Jovic some minutes here instead of Yurt7 and Duncan Robinson, because I do want him to progress, hopefully to be a good piece in the next 2-3 years. So yeah, this is what the lineup's looking like. Lowry at the 1, Depot at the 2, Butler at the 3, Caleb Martin, not Cody Martin, at the 4, Bam at the 5, Hero 6th man, Kevin Love 7th man, which I guess is like, he's fine being on a minimum, but like Kevin Love is past his elite times in the league, and I don't really see why the Heat signed him, because they already have a bunch of 3-point guys they could put in a lineup to stretch the floor. Max Strus 8th man and Gabe Vincent 9th man. Then you saw Jovic as the 10th man. We're just gonna sim live to the end of the season here because there's not much time left. I did turn injuries off for this rebuild because the last one I did, I put the frequency down and tried to make it in a realistic way, and like literally I didn't have it in the edit because I clipped the stuff out because it would have just been an insane amount of cuts going into it. But like literally every week someone was getting injured and it was just like completely unrealistic. We end up a game under 500 though, with 1 game left against the Magic, which we should hopefully win, and we do. So we go 500. Luka MVP, Paolo Rookie of the Year, Brogdon 6th man, Embiid Depoy, Şengün Most Improved, and Joe Mazzulla Coach of the Year. Here's your All NBA first team, All NBA second, and All NBA third. So none of our guys. Do we get Jimmy or someone on all defensive teams? We do not, and we would not have any rookies here. So we don't jump into a playoff spot. Are we still in the play-in though? We go down to a 9 seed, so that's pretty bad. Quick run through the stats for these guys. Jimmy 22.6 boards, 5 assists with 2 steals a night, shooting efficient from the field but not that efficient from 3. Bam 20 points, 10 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, also shooting good from the field but not from 3. Hero 20 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, shooting not the best from the field, pretty good from 3 though and from the line. He's really streaky though. Maybe he's gonna be a guy we move on from if we want to try to win with Jimmy, as he's still in his prime, but we'll figure that out down the line. Max Strus 11 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, shooting pretty efficiently. Oladipo was a good pickup for the defensive side, still gave us 11 points, but he was not an efficient scorer. Lowry is completely past his prime. I do not know why they signed him on a long-term deal at the age that he was. Like, I guess you would hope he gave you a season like this, but like he was, at this point he's already like what, 35 years old. He's not gonna be able to do this for like the 5 or 4 years that the Heat signed him up for. So yeah, he is a guy we hopefully will be able to move. Caleb Martin was a good efficient scorer coming off actually he was a starter for us. Kevin Love, when he came here, is a good 3-point scorer, but other than that, he doesn't really do much. Gabe Vincent, decent guy to have off the bench, but I don't want to see him here in the long-term future. And then Nikola Jovic did not have a good season in the minutes he got. So can we upset the Bulls? Actually, no, they would upset us. We need to win 2 games to make it out of here, and we win the first one. Now we have a matchup against the Brooklyn Nets, who are still a fun team and really could beat us here. And yeah, we don't even make it in the playoffs, which could very well happen this season for the Miami Heat, as like I said, the Raptors are on the come up. They could slide down to a 9 seed, as Zion is your West MVP, Trey is your East MVP, and the Pelicans win the championship, which right now the Pelicans are not doing good. I just did their rebuild because Zion is injured. So if he comes back soon, maybe they could actually do this. Draft lottery, I don't even know if we have our pick this year, which actually the Thunder would get it right at the end of the lottery at 14. And yeah, actually no, we get to keep it, so it's probably lottery protected. So we do have the 14th overall pick, and that looks like it's it. I just went to the lineup to look for a Lowry trade, and I realized he retired. So that's pretty crazy. That is good for us. Maybe in real life he's just getting injured too much, and he decides he wants to call it quits at 37 years old, doesn't want to take the wear and tear on his body going into the rest of his life so he can enjoy it. So that is actually huge for us to clear up some money on our books. I cannot trade our pick because it was used in a previous trade, so I do just need to look for the best guy here at 14. And with Lowry now retired, I think I'm going to try to pick up, well, I'm not going to try. I think I'm going to pick up Carson Wallace here with the 14th overall pick to potentially be the point guard of the future. So here's what the top 7 ended up looking like for this upcoming draft if you want to stop and take a look. Carson Wallace comes in at a 74, which is actually really good for the 14th pick. Oladipo declines his option. I'm not going to accept Haywood Highsmith over here. Qualifying offers Omar, you're at 7. I don't know if I really care to have him here. Like, he's not a good post defender and he doesn't really do much else, so I'm honestly not even gonna eat up that $2 million giving it to him. So I had no money pretty much in free agency here and just picked up some vets and brought Max Strus back here to fill up my rotation. So I got D Rose on a 1 year, Biyombo on a 1 year, and then Max Strus on a 2 year flat deal here. And it actually didn't even let me sign Bismack because I didn't have enough money, which is crazy. So I'm gonna bring Boban in. This is going to be a very tough retool here as Jimmy Butler's already regressing. I honestly might switch what I was thinking. What I was originally thinking is maybe trade Tyler Hero and bring in another guy to pair with Jimmy and Bam. But like, Jimmy's 33. Other than him and like these vets here, we actually have a pretty like mid-young team here that could maybe be better in the future. So if we're not competing at this trade deadline, I honestly might look to trade Jimmy Butler. Let's sim to the second year and the first actual year of this rebuild and get the lineup ready and then see how everything's looking. So here's what the lineup is looking like, and this team, I'm just gonna say it, is absolutely garbage. Carson Wallace at the 1, Hero at the 2, Butler at the 3, Caleb Martin at the 4, Bam at the 5, with Jovic 6th man, D Rose 7th man, Max Strus 8th man, Duncan Robinson 9th man, and Boban as the 10th man. Like, just look at the overalls here. Other than Hero, Butler, and Bam, this team is not good at all. We do have a 4-star system still though, so hopefully that makes us be somewhat good. Let's sim to the trade deadline and then rethink what's going on here. Okay, we are at the trade deadline. As you can see in the bottom left, we're 25 and 30, which is good enough for the 9th seed in the East. And I'd honestly, instead of being around like the 7 to 10 seed for the rest of Jimmy Butler's career, I'd rather just sell on him now and get assets back that can make me better for the coming years here. I went through the whole league for buying teams and went through different contract scenarios, and the only team that a trade would make sense with, or that would even work out, is the Mavericks, who are the 9th in the West, and they're buying and they don't have another star anymore beside Luka. So this is the package I am thinking of doing that I put together: Butler, Boban, and Oni for Bertans, Tim Hardaway Jr., JaVale, and then 3 first-round picks. I'm going to take their 2028 here because I can't go to 2029, so I wouldn't do this for less than 3 first-round picks, I don't think. I would be shocked if they don't accept this. Let's see if they agree. Pretty much the point of this trade is I would take on Bertans as he has a team option still, and he's just not playing very well. As you can see, like, not a very good offensive scorer except from 3, and he's a liability on defense. Tim Hardaway Jr. starting to regress. He's having a pretty good season though, but he's locked up for 2 years here, and I'm sure the Mavericks would rather have Jimmy Butler in the end of his prime than Tim Hardaway Jr., who's just not doing good at all. JaVale McGee's not playing for them. They'd get Boban back to reunite with Luka, and then yeah, they give me the 3 first-round picks because Jimmy Butler is locked up for 3 years, so they could compete with Luka and Jimmy for those 3 years. Let's see if they agree to this. And they do not. I think I would be willing to do this for 1 less first-round pick and maybe just take a second, probably a future second though, in case they're worse over there. I'd be shocked if they don't agree to this. and they do agree to it. So we trade Jimmy Butler to the Mavericks for a pretty big package back in return. Main reason for it though is those picks. So here's our new lineup post Jimmy Butler trade. Carson Wallace at the 1, Hero at the 2, Hardaway at the 3, Jovic at the 4, Bam at the 5, with Caleb Martin 6th man, Strus 7th man, D Rose 8th man, Duncan Robinson 9th man, and JaVale as the 10th man. We should start to fall off here. Let's sim to the end of the year and see where we end up, and hopefully be able to rebuild here with Hero and Bam to come back on top in a couple years. 2023-24 season is about to wrap. We have one game left against the Hornets, and we're 32-49, so we did fall off a cliff and we win. So 33-49, Luka MVP, Wembanyama Rookie of the Year, Simmons 6th man in Brooklyn, Embiid, Depoy, Garland Most Improved, and JB Bickerstaff Coach of the Year. Here's your All-NBA first, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third. So none of our guys, but Jimmy gets on there, so that's good for the Mavericks. Actually, we do get Bam on there, so that's pretty insane that he ends up on a third team, especially since we did so bad. All defensive first looking like this, second looking like this, and do we get Carson Wallace on a rookie team? We do get him on second team. Let's see if the Mavericks ended up... Okay, the Mavericks jumped up to a 2 seed after that trade. So they were a 9 seed, and that trade made them so good, it brought them to a 2 seed. So that's a W for them, and hopefully Butler regresses next year, so then the picks end up being valuable for us. We obviously did not even make it in a play-in. Tyler Hero, though, with Jimmy Butler gone, his points go up 4. He gets more rebounds, more assists, and shoots insanely efficiently this year, 50, 40, 90. Bam also has a good season, 19 points, 12 boards, 5 assists, a steal and a half, and almost 2 blocks. So that's really good. I might have to drop his shot 3 tendency, though, in case he's shooting too many. Jovic has a better second season, but still not very good. Hardaway Jr. we don't care about. Carson Wallace, 11 points, 2 boards, 6 assists, and almost 2 steals in his rookie season. So that is great to see from him. D Rose we don't really care about. Caleb Martin has a good season. I might keep him around as a bench guy just to stretch the floor off the bench and play decent defense. Max Strus is probably not going to be here anymore. I think he has one more year that I sign him to, but I might just let him play it out and not re-sign him. JaVale we don't care about. Duncan Robinson has a much better season now with Jimmy Butler gone. So hopefully this brings his value up, and now in the trade or in the offseason I can trade him because I don't want him on my team. But now that he showed he can be an efficient scorer again, maybe another team would want him. And then that is everyone else who mattered. Let's sim these playoffs, see who wins the 2024 season. Is it going to be the Mavericks here with Jimmy Butler as they lose in the conference finals? Trey is back, though, in the NBA finals to go against LeBron and the Lakers. And the Hawks actually win it with Trey as your finals MVP. 2024 draft lottery. Are we even going to have our pick here? It looks like it is not here. Let's sim the results. And okay, yeah, the Thunder get my pick now. Pretty unfortunate, but I think it had to be done to move on from Jimmy Butler, and hopefully the Mavericks picks we get in the future end up working out for us. Staff signings, we're good here. We don't need to do anything. We do have a second round pick, so I'm just going to go there and try to pick up the best guy and see if they end up working out. So this guy, Marvin Stone, was projected to go as high as 3, and he dropped all the way to the second round. He's 19 years old, and he has All-NBA potential, so he could be a W for us. He comes in at a 71, which is pretty decent. Team player options, Jovic I'll accept, Rose decline, JaVale accepts his, and Bertans I will decline his as well. Qualifying offers, we have nobody there. So I am going to shop around for some Duncan Robinson trades in the offseason here. And I'm getting some offers for first round picks. I feel like the Pelicans would be the most realistic though, because they are a team that's competing right now, and they probably would rather have a guy that can come off the bench and stretch the floor for them and shoot very efficiently to give up a first round pick that's probably not going to be that valuable to them. So yeah, we're going to do this trade with the Pelicans in the offseason. I'm going to sign Darius Bazley to a 1-year, $13 million deal just to see what he can do, and then we'll reevaluate if we should bring him back after that or just move on and try to sign a better guy. So he agrees to that, and because of this move, I am going to have to renounce Caleb Martin. Then I'm going to bring TJ McConnell in on a 1-year, $5.5 million deal just to run the bench unit. He agrees to that, and that is all I am going to do this free agency period. I want to keep my money open when some other guys are off the books next year to see if I can bring in another potential star to come play for the team, as Hero is up to an 88 now, so good thing I did not move on from him. Bam is an 88, Jovic is going up, Carson Wallace going up, and then yeah, these guys that are going down don't really matter. Let's sim to the third season now, get the new lineup ready, and see if we can potentially go back to a play-in spot. I would be okay with it if that is the case. So here's what the new 10-man lineup looks like. Carson Wallace at the 1, Hero 2, Max Strus at the 3, Jovic at the 4, Bam at the 5 with Bazley 6th man, Tim Hardaway Jr. 7th man, McConnell 8th man, JaVale McGee 9th man, and Marvin Stone, my second round pick here, as the 10th man to see what he can do. I don't think I would make any trades unless Tim Hardaway is playing well and I can trade him for a first at the deadline. So if that is not the case, we will go to the end of the year. But if it is the case, then we will stop at the deadline. Okay, we're at the trade deadline. We're 21-34, which is good enough for the second worst team in the East. But over out West, it is looking very bad there. We would be like probably the 11th seed in the West. And as you can see, the Mavericks have fallen off. So they're a 12 seed and we have their pick this year, I'm pretty sure. So it is, last year they got to a conference finals with Jimmy, but now it is clearly not working out anymore. So hopefully that works out for us. But I am going to look for a Tim Hardaway Jr. trade to see if I can get a first for him, because I think I forgot to just show you. If we go to player stats over here and look at the numbers, he's putting up almost 12 points a night on almost 40% from 3, so he is having a really good season here. The Pelicans are a buying team. I did trade them Duncan Robinson in the offseason, which it looks like they already moved on from him, and they ended up picking up Norm Powell, who's having a terrible season right now, and he has a contract I think I could match up with Tim Hardaway to get a future first pack again. So I'm gonna try to trade them Tim Hardaway Jr. in 3 seconds for Norm and a first. If they don't agree to it, I will potentially attach a player to it, and they want Etuan Moore to give me back Semi Ojeleye. I'm okay with that, so we're doing this trade with the Pelicans in the trade deadline. Let's sim to the end of the year now. I'm hoping my pick is protected, but we did just load up on a bunch of other picks, so even if my pick is not protected, I'm hoping that these other picks that I got so far end up being high draft picks. 2024-25 season's about to wrap. We're 32-49 with 1 game left against the Hawks, and we lose, so 32-50. Ja is the new MVP. JT, actually, he had an insane stat line, 33-7-12 with a steal and a half. JT Vincent, Rookie of the Year. Amen Thompson, 6th man. Wemby Depoy, Brandon Miller, Most Improved, and Quinn Snyder, Coach of the Year. Here is your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team with Luka on there, and All-NBA third team, so none of our guys. Here's All-Defensive first, All-Defensive second, also none of our guys, and I don't think our second round pick would be on an All-Rookie team, as we do not see the Mavericks here at all in the play-in, so that's good for us, and I don't think we would have made it. We did not. Tyler Hero up to 25 points a night, 6 boards, 5 assists, still shooting insanely efficiently. Bam Adebayo pretty much doing the same thing. I forgot to lower his shot 3 tendency, but I probably will do it this offseason. Carson Wallace has another really good season. He's improving, 12 points, 6 assists, almost 2 steals, shooting much better. Darius Bazley had a pretty solid season. I may bring him back if the money's right. Jovic is also slightly progressing. I may look to move on from him though. He's only 21 years old. So I feel like a team would want to potentially pick him up and try to progress him with their team and see if it's a better look for him. Powell, we don't really care about. Strus had a bad year. He's not going to be back. McConnell, we don't care about. Marvin Stone, my second round pick, actually played really well. He's a 73 overall, but don't let that fool you. His shooting grades are not the best, but he plays good defense, and he could potentially progress in this. And other than that, we don't really care about anyone else. Let's sim these playoffs again. I'm hoping this draft will be huge for us to pick up guys, and we'll have some money freed up this offseason to pick up a huge piece, as Zion is your West MVP, Garland is your East MVP. So the trades we made with them worked out, but it did not get them to the end, as the Cavs win with Garland as your finals MVP. Moment of truth, 2025 draft lottery. Okay, so that Dallas pick is projected to be 3rd overall, and the Thunder could have my pick at 9. I'm hoping it's protected because they got my pick last year. Skip lottery, and we get the 1st overall pick. Let's go. And we get our pick at 9 too. So that is huge. This is insane. I loaded in the draft class of real players here. That's a user generated one, so some of these guys should actually be OP. Before we get into the draft, I am gonna get off Norman Powell's salary here and give my 9th overall pick to the Thunder to get my future 1st round pick back from them that they do have. So they could get a guy. I'm pretty sure they're competing now. Like, they have a bunch of good guys on their squad. So Norman Powell could be a good spark guy off the bench if he has another good season. And if not, they do get a lottery pick here to pick up another guy to grow with. So we're going to do this pick with the Thunder in the offseason, and they agree. So I think with this first overall pick, I'm probably looking for a power forward or small forward. And I believe Xavier Booker is in this draft. So he may be the undeniable guy I take here. Isaiah Collier is projected to go higher. Same with Matas Buzelis in some drafts. But I feel like I already have Carson Wallace. I feel like he can be a really good point guard for me for the future. And I think Xavier Booker would be the better piece here, as he does have Dirk Nowitzki potential. He has some really good grades already coming in here. So yeah, I'm going to pick up Xavier Booker with the first overall pick. So here's what the top 7 looked like. Xavier is tied with the highest overall with Matas and Isaiah Collier. So any of these guys probably would have been good to pick up at the first overall pick. We're obviously going to accept Xavier Booker there. Team player options, I will accept all 3 of these guys here. Qualifying offers, none of these guys are going to get it. So I do have money freed up to bring in another potential star player, and the only position that I don't have right now a solidified guy in is small forward. And I'm thinking Devin Vassell could be a guy I move there at 6'5" to be a lockdown defender and just stretch the ball when he has to. His shot tendency is pretty low, so I might raise it up a bit because it's just not realistic for his overall. So yeah, I could get Brandon Ingram here too, but he is a little bit on the older side. He kind of matches up more with Bam, but I feel like I would rather have Devin Vassell here to go with my guys as a defender, as Tyler Hero kind of lacks on that side of the floor. So yeah, I'm going to give Devin Vassell a 4-year deal starting at 27.5 mil and ending at around 31.5. He agrees to it right away, and I'm honestly fine with losing everyone else here, so everyone else is getting renounced or declined. I'm going to bring in Jordan Goodwin on a 2-year flat deal for, let's say, 7.5 mil just to run some backup point guard minutes. He agrees to that. Then I'm going to bring in Cody Martin on a 2-year flat deal for, let's say, 8.5 mil to run some backup small forward. He agrees to that. And lastly, I'm going to trade Nikola Jovic for Nick Richards, who's 27 years old, to run some backup center minutes for me in a future top 3 protected first from the Pistons. They agree. And I am happy with the 9 guys that I have here. So we're going to sim to player progression now. Let's see how everyone's looking. Bam is the same. Vassell goes up 3 overalls. Hero somewhat regressing though, which is kind of weird. Xavier Booker obviously the same. Carson Wallace getting better. And Jordan Goodwin goes down, unfortunately. But Marvin Stone going up a lot. Let's sim to this next season here, which I believe is the 3rd year, and finally get a lineup together that I feel like is good enough to compete. Before we get into the lineups though, I actually want to adjust these shot tendencies. So Bam will be up to an 80, Vassell will be up to a 75, Hero can stay there, Carson Wallace can stay there. Xavier Booker will probably go up naturally. Cody Martin, I want you more around like a 45 to just flow off the bench. Marvin Stone, I kind of want you at like a 65. And that would pretty much be it. I also have to check Bam's shot 3 tendency. So it's actually at a 0. It's all these other weird stuff here that's making him shoot bad. And I think his rating is pretty, yeah, it's at a C-. So I honestly don't want him shooting these at all. So I'm just going to take it away. Here is our new 9-man lineup. Carson Wallace at the 1, Hero at the 2, Vassell at the 3, Booker at the 4, Bam at the 5 with Nick Richards 6th man, Cody Martin 7th man, Jordan Goodwin 8th man, and Marvin Stone rounding it off as the 9th man. At this point, I honestly don't think there's any trades I would make at the deadline, so we're probably gonna sim to the end here and hope we're good enough for a play-in again. 4th season is about to wrap. We're 32-49, so we're not gonna be a play-in team, but I'm honestly okay with it. And we win the last game, so 33-49. Wemby is now MVP. This guy is Rookie of the Year. Amen Thompson 6th man. Wemby, Depoy, Azur Thompson Most Improved, and Steve Clifford Coach of the Year. All-NBA first like this, All-NBA second like this, and All-NBA third like this. We do get Bam back on there, so good to see that, even though we didn't have a good record. Here's all defensive first, and we get Xavier Booker as a rookie on all defensive team, so that is huge, and he's obviously on all rookie first team there. So yeah, I don't know if we have the Mavericks pick this year. I think it's next year, but they're not even in the play-in either. And yeah, we don't make it in either. Stats for this year, Hero's points are obviously coming down with these other new pieces in the lineup, but he's still shooting insanely efficiently. Xavier Booker, I don't know how he didn't get Rookie of the Year. 18 points, 8 boards, 3 assists with a steal, and 2.5 blocks, shooting efficiently. He's gonna be nasty. Bam still playing really well. He's still shooting threes for some reason, but he's shooting it slightly more efficiently, so I'll take it. Devin Vassell came in and had a great season. 17 points, 4 boards, 5 assists with a steal. Shooting lights out. Carson Wallace also still slightly improving. We love to see it. 14 points on almost 8 assists and 2 steals. Shooting more efficiently. Jordan Goodwin came in and played solid off the bench. He's probably going to be here for one more year, then we'll reevaluate that. Marvin Stone had a down year, but hopefully he kind of picks it up next year. Nick Richards was just here for a short period of time, and he gave us a block a night off the bench, so that's really good to see. Cody Martin did not work out for us. He's probably not going to be here in the near future, and that was all the guys. I know we haven't really done much competing yet, but this is how it goes with some rebuilds. Like, it's going to take a couple years for you to kind of retool and get the squad right so you can compete again and not just be in a position where you're kind of middle of the pack or near the end of it, as Mobley is your finals MVP and the Cavs win it. So hopefully we have some more luck in this draft here. We would have the projected 6th overall pick, so let's hope we get lucky here and that jumps up and it stays there. So I'm honestly happy with that it didn't drop it all. And I think that is all the picks we have. Just taking a quick look here. I think I might move on from Erik Spoelstra as his contract is up and try to sign in a different guy to get a different look here. Because like, I feel like our team should have been good this last year and they were still pretty bad. And actually looking through all the coaches, Erik Spoelstra looks like he retired, so I wouldn't even be able to bring him back. And Quinn Snyder will sign here. His ratings look much better than Monty Williams, so we are going to sign him. I'm probably just going to sim to the best available guy and pick them up at 6 here. And it seems like this guy, Chris Hood, is that guy, so I'm going to pick him up and maybe just use him as a backup point guard or trade him in the future. Here's what the top 7 looked like. Other than the top around 5, other than that, there was a huge drop off. Carson Wallace will get the team player option. I'm hoping he has a huge jump up in his progression here and doesn't stay around the 80s, as Marvin Stone will get the qualifying, but none of these other guys. Bam is a free agent. I honestly don't want to lock him up extremely long term here, so I'm going to give him a 2-year bird deal starting at 35 mil and ending at around 37.8, just so I have the option in 2 years from now if there's a better guy in free agency that I want to pick up. He agrees to that. I liked how Nick Richards played in the time that he had over here, so I'm going to extend him for 3 more years starting at 10 mil and ending at around 11. He agrees. Then I'm just going to hope I get Marvin Stone back on a qualifying because I can't find him over there in free agency and I should be able to get him back. And yeah, he accepted qualifying. So player progression, a lot of green here. Finally, much different look compared to that first season where everyone was just completely red. Carson Wallace is going up a good amount now too. Same with Xavier Booker. This team here has to be able to at least get into a play-in. Let's sim to this next year, which I believe is the 5th year, and get the new lineup ready. So here's our 10-man lineup. Same starting 5 as last year with Richards, Martin, Goodwin, and Marvin Stone. Same guys off the bench, but now we have added our 1st round pick, our 6th overall pick, Chris Hood, who I actually moved to a power forward, small forward, because he had a higher overall there, and he's not even really good at playmaking, so I don't know why he was a point guard. It looks like this team would be best at pace and space, so I am going to change the system to that. Once again, there's no trades I think I would do at the deadline with the pieces I have, so let's just sim to the end and hope for a better result this time. I accidentally simmed past the end of the season, but I will show you in a second. Wemby is your MVP. This guy, Rookie of the Year. Markelle, 6-man. Wemby, Depoy. This guy, Most Improved. We won 62 games, 62-20 on the year with Coach of the Year. Here is your All-NBA first, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third. Surprisingly, none of our guys. Do we get Booker on all defense? We do not. And do we get our guy on a rookie team? We also do not. We should be the 1 seed in the East. We are. And yeah, no one probably would have expected this, but our guys went off. Hero, 21 points a night, 5 boards, 5 assists, shooting 50-40-90. Xavier Booker, 18 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, a steal, and almost 2 blocks, shooting 50-40-70. Bam, 16 points, almost 10 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal and a block, shooting much more efficiently. Carson Wallace, 15 points, 2 boards, almost 9 assists, 2 steals a night, also shooting almost 40 from 3. Devin Vassell puts up 14 points, plays elite defense, shoots efficiently. Jordan Goodwin had a better year for us as a backup point guard. Marvin Stone, our guy that we took a chance on in the 2nd round, is starting to come into his own. Nick Richards gave us a block a night off the bench and shot efficiently. Chris Hood, my rookie here at 6, played pretty well for a rookie season. And then Cody Martin did not play the best, so he probably will not be here for the playoffs because we have so many better guys to play right now. Who will we have from the play-in here? The Toronto Raptors, my Toronto Raptors. So I would hate to beat them here as they have an 80, 88 Jet Howard, 93 Jaylen Brown, 87 Barnes, and 88 Claxton. I do not understand how that is a play-in team because their lineup is pretty stacked. So this is kind of a scary first round matchup. Game 1, we do lose it. Game 2, we win though. Game 3, we win. Game 4, we win. Can we get out of here? They win Game 5, and we get out in 6 to go against the 4 seed Chicago Bulls in the second round, who have 80 Tyus Jones, 83 Herb Jones. Tatum goes over there with Siakam, so 98 Tatum, 88 Siakam, and an 84 center. That is definitely a scary team to go up against as they win the first game. We win the second one. They win the third one. They win the fourth one. Can we somehow make a comeback here? We win Game 5 and we lose in 6. I am okay with that. We are well past where I thought we would be. I thought it would take us like another year or two to get to a 1 seed and a 60-win record, as Wemby and Tatum are in the finals with the Trailblazers and Bulls, and the Trailblazers win it with Wembanyama as your finals MVP. 2027 draft lottery, we will definitely not have our own pick over here, but do we get lucky with someone else's pick? I do not see it right now. And yeah, we end up with 16 from Detroit, and Dallas is at 26 now, same with New Orleans, so those picks didn't end up being that good for us. Before we get into the draft, I'm gonna trade 2 of my late first round picks and a future first for Nickeil Alexander-Walker to replace Caleb Martin as a really good small forward off the bench. I am gonna change his position there to the Raptors, who were an 8 seed last year, so could potentially want to get these younger assets here, and they agree. With the 16th pick, I think I'm gonna take Rakeem Pasave here, who has pretty good grades, all NBA potential, and he could progress off the bench for a couple years here. With my 26th pick, I believe I'm gonna give Rajon Griffith his chance here. So Rakeem comes in at a 69 and so does Griffith. I'm gonna accept both of them, and my second round pick, who I actually didn't even pick up, comes in higher. He could be a good center for us, so I'm actually going to accept him too. Team player options, obviously going to give Booker that option there. Qualifying offers, Carson Wallace, Tyler Hero, Jordan Goodwin, I will give it to as well, and Marvin Stone. Right away, gonna lock Hero up on a 5-year deal starting at 33 mil and ending at around 43.5. I'm gonna get Carson Wallace on a 5-year deal as well, starting at 25 mil and ending at around 33. Then I'm gonna get Marvin Stone on a 5-year back deal starting at 8.5 mil and ending at around 10. So Wallace agrees, and then Hero and Stone agree as well. Now I just need to hope I get Jordan Goodwin back on the qualifying offer, because I could not give him an actual deal in free agency, and he does come back on it, so good to see that. Player progression, Xavier Booker up to an 87, so we have 4 87 plus guys. Carson Wallace almost there as well, and then a bunch of really good guys coming off our bench, as Goodwin does regress, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Let's sim to hopefully one of the last seasons here and see if we can get a lineup together to win a championship for the Miami Heat. Here's what our 10-man lineup is going to look like. Same starting 5 as last year, with Nickeil as our backup small forward now coming off the bench to replace Caleb Martin, I think, or Cody Martin. And then other than that, everyone else is the same. We went 62 wins last year. If we can be better than that, I'll be shocked. But as long as we're a top seed in the East, I'll be happy. Yeah, this team is nasty. We go 63-18 this year with 1 game left. And this is the 6th season, I believe, against the Wizards. And we win. So 64-18, 2 games better than last year. Scoot is your MVP. Nazir Cunningham, Rookie of the Year. Anthony Black, 6th man. Giannis, Depoy, Wagner, Most Improved. And Quinn Snyder, obviously Coach of the Year. Here's your All-NBA first, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third. So we're getting snubbed here. Do we get an all-defensive guy? We do get Xavier Booker back on there, and I don't think we would have any rookies here, as we do not. So yeah, we should obviously be the 1 seed here. Love to see that back-to-back years in a row. This year, though, we need to do a bit better with it. Heroes points have come down with all the other options. Like, it's just coming down more and more as our guys progress, but I'm okay with that because he's shooting lights out for us still, 50, 40, 90. Xavier Booker is also shooting an insane amount of points, rebounds. Well, he's not shooting rebounds, he's getting rebounds, but his rebounds are really high. putting up a steal and 2 blocks, also shooting almost 50, 40, 90. Carson Wallace has progressed beautifully. I'm so happy I did not take Isaiah Collier over Xavier Booker, because he's putting up 18 points, 2 boards, almost 10 assists, and 2 steals, shooting insanely efficiently now. Bam, also his role has regressed here, but he's still doing good in the things we need him to, like grabbing boards, playing good defense, and shooting efficiently. Devin Vassell, what he's here for is pretty much elite defense and just to shoot lights out when he has to, and that's what he does. Nickel was a beautiful pickup for us, 11 points off the bench, shooting 47, 42, 85. Chris Hood, my 6th overall pick, is starting to progress now, putting up 8 points a night, shooting more efficiently. Marvin Stone also progressing here, my 2nd round pick I gave a chance on. His overall is not high, but he is shooting insanely efficiently. Jordan Goodwin also playing better in the 3 years he's been here. He's just keeps getting better and better. And lastly, Nick Richards, still giving me almost a block a night. Don't know why he shot some threes though, but he's still shooting more efficiently from the field, so we'll take it. Who do we have in round 1 this time? We have the 8th seed Atlanta Hawks, who have a 98 Luka, 89 Desmond Bane, 83 Kwame Evans, 88 Sadiq Bey, and a 79 overall at the center. So that is a scary first round matchup. We should definitely have the depth to beat them though. As we lose the first game, we lose the second game. We cannot let Luka upset us here. Okay, we win the 3rd game. We win the 4th game. We lose the 6th game or the 5th game. Are they gonna make a huge upset on us? They do. That is insanely unfortunate that we had to go up against Luka in the first round, as Siakam is your East MVP on the Bulls and Scoot is your West MVP on the Rockets. And the Rockets win it in 7 with Scoot as your finals MVP. Alright, I think I'm going to do one more year here because it's starting to get to the point where I'm just getting cheesed in the playoffs. And I think with one more season, our guys will progress enough here to take us over the top, as I don't think we would have any lottery picks anymore. And yeah, I don't see us anywhere there. We have 21 from New Orleans. I really don't care to pick anyone up here, so I'm just going to trade the pick away to another team, like maybe the Pelicans will start to get bad here. So team player options, obviously Booker and Chris Hood we are going to accept. Sumali Sorelia, we're also going to accept him. Qualifying offers here, we do not have any. So Bam is a free agent. I'm going to bring him back on a 2-year deal flat for 37 mil just to end off this rebuild here. Or actually that is a 3-year deal by accident. Let's fix that to a 2-year deal here. He agrees right away. I'm going to bring Jordan Goodwin back on a 2-year flat deal for 6 mil. He agrees to that. I cannot re-sign Nickel, so I'm going to bring this guy in on a 1-year deal just to be a stretch guy off the bench. He agrees to that. And that is going to be all the moves we make for this final year here. Let's look at the last player progression. I'm guessing Bam will start to slowly fall off, but our other guys are getting better, so it should make up for it. And he actually doesn't regress yet, so that is great to see. We almost have 2 90s in Carson Wallace and Xavier Booker. Bam probably won't get there, same with Vassell or Hero. But then we have a bunch of really good role guys off the bench who don't have high overalls, but they all shoot efficiently and play good defense. So we should be good here. Let's sim to the last lineup rotation here and hope that it will be enough for us to finally get to the finals. Here's our last lineup. Same starting 5 we've had for these 61 years, as Chris Hood is now the 6th man with Nick Richards 7th man, Marvin Stone 8th man, Goodwin 9th man, and Davidas Servidis as our 10th man, who could potentially get overtaken by Rakeem here or Rajon Griffith. And actually, I feel like I would rather have Rakeem here play that spot because he can shoot elite and he actually plays better defense. So I am going to swap these guys out here and hope Rakeem progresses in this last season. Once again, I feel like I would not make any trades here as the team is just really good. Let's sim this last year out and hope we can get another 60-win season, but that doesn't really matter. What we're really hoping for is playoff success now. Another season has passed and we do have another year with a 60-win record. That is 3 in a row now. Can we tie our record from last year? 1 game left against the Sixers, and we do get the same record as last year. Wemby MVP, this guy Rookie of the Year, Justin Edwards 6th man, Wemby Deep Boy, Isaiah Alahim Most Improved, and Quinn Snyder, of course, our Coach of the Year. Here's your All-NBA first, All-NBA second, and All-NBA third. So finally we get Xavier Booker on there. He deserves it. All defensive first looking like this and second looking like this, and we would not have any rookies. We are obviously the 1 seed again. Player stats on this last year, Xavier Booker now leads the team with 22 a night, career high, 9 boards, also a career high, and 4 assists, also a career high, with a steal and 2 blocks, shooting 50, 47, 80, which is insane. Carson Wallace, almost 20 points, 3 boards, 9 assists with 2 steals a night, shooting 40 from 3 and very efficiently. Tyler Hero, 18 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, also still shooting insanely efficiently. Devin Vassell, year after year, honestly, this is his best shooting year of his career, and that's pretty insane because he's like 28 years old now. So that's good. That's good for us. Bam also has another pretty good season, even though he's getting up there in age. Gives us almost 2 steals a night. Chris Hood, coming off the bench, kind of comes down in his 3-point scoring, but from the field he's better and gives us a true steal a night with 12 points. Marvin Stone also comes down in his shooting, but is just like a good role guy to have off the bench. Same with Jordan Goodwin. He's just kind of there to take up the minutes that Carson Wallace can't and play good defense. Raheem did not play well, so I took him out of the lineup and gave those minutes to Cervitas, and he shot lights out, so he's going to be there for us for the playoffs. And then Nick Richards was our last guy, who almost gave us a block a night again, and I don't know why he's shooting threes. I might just take away his whole tendency. Can we finally make a deep playoff run? We have the 8 seed Cavaliers in the first round, who have a 96 Garland, 96 Mobley, and 88 Allen with some good role guys. I don't understand how we're getting these first round matchups. It's honestly ridiculous. Game 1, we win, thankfully. Game 2, we also win, thankfully. We win game 3, and we sweep them, thank goodness, no sweat. But now we have the team that got us out last year in the Hawks with 98 Luka, 88 Desmond Bane, 84 Kwame Evans, 89 Sadiq, and 80 Willard Nixon. Let's hope we can beat them this time around. Game 1, we lose. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we lose. I'm actually gonna make a game plan adjustment here for the Hawks and put Devin Vassell on Luka, because I think he would be the best guy to put on him. And actually looking through this, it looks like Carson Wallace is the best defensive matchup for him. So I guess I'll just put this here, and then who else would be cooking us over there? Sadiq Bey, I'll guard with Xavier Booker, and then Desmond Bane, I guess I'm just gonna have to hope him and Kwame Evans do not go off on us. Let's see if that worked. Game 4, we lose, man. Game 5, we win. Game 6, dude, another upset. Jokic is the West MVP on the Pelicans, and Luka is your East MVP. And we lose to the NBA champion Hawks with Luka as your Finals MVP. I can't go out like that. I got to do one more year. I feel like we're like right there, so close to being able to win the championship or at least make it to the finals. I honestly don't really care about all this stuff too much. I'm going to try to bring the same team back. So you'll probably see at the end of this offseason what the new lineup is going to look like. Okay, here's what our last 10-man lineup looks like. Same starting 5. We almost have literally all of them as 90 overalls. Then Chris Hood as an 86 man. I traded for Andrew Nembhard to be the 7th man, Marvin Stone 8th man, Raheem 9th man, and Sumela Sorella as the 10th man. If at the trade deadline I can get players who will make my bench more higher overalls, I will do that. We have a 5-star system though, so really we shouldn't have any problems. Let's see if I stop at the trade deadline, or I'll just see you guys at the end of the year if I don't make any more moves. All right, we're at the trade deadline. We're doing really well, but I don't want to get complacent. This is definitely a win now team. I signed Thomas Bryant in the offseason. He's not even playing for me. I'm gonna attach a first to get Daniel Gafford, because my young center here, Sumela, has really good grades, but he's not shooting efficiently from the field. So I would rather have a vet here in Daniel Gafford who could show up for me in the playoffs. So we're going to move on from Rajon Griffith here, who hasn't really gotten to play. He has really good grades, but the other guy, Raheem, is playing really good right now, so I'm going to keep him here. So we're going to do this trade with the T-Wolves at the deadline, and they agree. As you can see in the bottom left, we're 46-9 right now, so let's sim to the end of the year as we end up taking 2 L's there. and hope that that's enough to finally get us into the finals. 2029-2030 season is about to wrap, and we have our best record yet, which is also going to be the last year of this rebuild. 67-14, 1 game left against the Knicks. 68-14, Wemby MVP, Trenton Flowers Rookie of the Year, Amen 6th man, Wemby Depoy, Trey Johnson Most Improved. We obviously get Coach of the Year. Xavier Booker, All NBA First Team. Love to see that. Do we get any other guys here? We do not. And we get Xavier Booker on all defensive teams as well, so love to see that. I'm just going to run through the stats quick here for this last year if you want to stop and take a look at them. Xavier Booker is now a 50, 40, 90 player, absolutely insane. Carson Wallace still putting up insane numbers, shooting insanely efficient. Tyler Hero has been consistent, shooting lights out. Chris Hood playing better than last year and still playing good defense. Bam in his old age, his 3-point shot is coming down, even though I took away his tendency, but still playing good defense. Vassell does what he has to do, defense, shoot the ball. Rakeem has a much better second year, shooting lights out. Andrew Nembhard comes in and played great for us, much better than Goodwin did last year. Marvin Stone still improving for us. And Gafford, as our new big man off the bench, gave us good defense and shot the ball efficiently, better than our young guy here was. So first round against the New York Knicks, who we just beat to end the year. They have a 96 as their 1. Giannis at the 4 with 95 and an 89 Kristaps. I don't know how, dude, this whole rebuild, teams with multiple 95 plus overalls in their team have been playing teams, and I have to face them in the first round. Let's hope I do not get cheesed out of this playoff series here, as we're up 2-0, 3-0, and we sweep them. So our team was just way too deep for the Knicks, as we have the Magic in the second round. We have 96 Cade, 89 Dyson Daniels, 86 AJ Griffin, 92 Brandon Miller, and 86 Kyle Filipowski. That is also a tough team, but I honestly feel like my team is better constructed. Game 1, we lose. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we win. Game 4, we lose. Game 5, we win. Can we finally get out of here in the conference finals? Game 7, bro. This is it. Simulate with Simcast. Is this going to be the best team ever? The best dynasty that never made it to the finals? So far, we are up, and we seem to be pulling away with it, but they come back in the second, and then they take the lead. Going into the fourth, they are up. We need to crawl back here, and it does not look like we are going to. That is extremely disappointing, as the Magic end up making it to the finals, and they lose to the Thunder in 6 with DJ Wagner as your finals MVP. So I've been doing this rebuild for 8 years now. I feel like I might as well just push it to a 10-year, even though those take like an insanely long amount of time longer to edit. But to try to reduce that, I am going to do what I did last year and just sim through these off seasons and show you the lineup at the beginning of the season, because all we really care about is seeing if this team can actually make it to a finals and win it. All right, so in this off season, I'm actually going to do something pretty crazy. I'm going to trade Bam, who is 33 years old now and will probably regress, and my young center here who's on the come up, plus 2 first-round picks, for Paolo Banchero. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to move him to the power forward spot, and Xavier Booker, I'll actually use a power forward. I'll move Xavier Booker to the 5 and see if that different look helps us out with this better scoring here in Paolo. So yeah, we're gonna do this trade with the Suns in the off season, and they agree. Just to show you, they were a rebuilding team here, so getting Bam and some future assets back probably makes more sense than having a 27-year-old Banchero and not getting any future picks or young guys back for it. Here's what our year 9 lineup looks like with 3 90s in it. 90 overall Carson Wallace, 87 Hero, 89 Vassell, 91 Banchero, 92 Booker, with Kevin Hood or Chris Hood 6th man, Gafford 7th man, Rakeem 8th man, Marvin Stone 9th man, and Mike Miles rounding it off as our backup point guard. We still have a 5-star system. If this does not work in the last season, I think I'm going to have to trade Tyler Hero, but we'll get to that if we have to. Let's hope for another 60-win year and hope for finally some better luck in the playoffs. 9th season is about to wrap. Another 60-win team for this, or another 60-win season for the squad, as you can see in the bottom left. Last game against the Bulls, and we win, so 66 wins. Bronny James is MVP now. We don't care about him. Şengün 6th man, Mobley, Depoy, Dink Patel Most Improved, and obviously another Coach of the Year. All-NBA first, All-NBA second, we get Booker on there again, no one on third team, and we get no one on all defensive teams. We are obviously the 1 seed again. We're just gonna look at how Paolo played over here with us compared to how he did before. So his points come down, rebounds come down, assists go up though, and his steals and blocks pretty much stay the same, and he unfortunately shot worse with us. I did move him to the 3 spot though, because Vassell at the 4 for some reason is a 90, so I did this so we could have 4 90s in the starting lineup and hopefully increase our chances in the playoffs of beating these insane teams we get in the first and second round. Let's see who we get in this first round though. It is going to be the Cavs again. If you want to stop and look at their lineup here, they have 96 Garland and 97 Mobley, so no more Allen over there. We should definitely not have a problem here, as we lose the first game, we lose the second game, we lose the third game, we win the fourth game. Can we somehow come back here? We win the 5th game, we win the 6th game, and we end up reverse sweeping them, so love to see that. Now we have the Atlanta Hawks in the second round, who I think we beat last year, so hopefully we can beat them again. They have 98 Luka, 93 Ron Holland, and 87 Kwame Evans. Definitely a tough team to beat, as we lose the first game, we lose the second game. Can we come back here? We go down 3-0 and we get swept in the semi-conference finals. Amen Thompson and Luka there. Yeah, this is just getting ridiculous at this point. I'm gonna sim through this last season here. Like, I definitely should have gone to a finals by this point. This game is just completely chopped and terrible. I am going to move on from Tyler Hero and try to get a different look here into Quavion Smith, as he has a much better defensive rating than Tyler Hero, an A+ compared to a B+. So hopefully that will help us out, and maybe Obi Toppin can even be a guy for us off the bench, so they agree to that. The last move I'm going to do for this rebuild is trade Marvin Stone, Obi Toppin, and Michael Eklund for Carter Knox to be my new backup small forward, because he plays good defense and shoots the ball pretty well compared to Marvin Stone over here, so I feel like that would be a better move for us, and they agree. Here is our final lineup in the 10th year. 90 Carson Wallace, 86 Jaquavion Smith, 91 Banchero, 90 Vassell, 93 Booker, 81 Chris Hood, 81 Raheem, 80 Carter Knox, 80 Gafford, and 75 Miles to round it off. This is definitely the best bench we've had overall wise these past couple years. So hopefully it's enough this time. I will see you at the end of the year with our final record. Actually, I want to check one more time real quick if we still have 5 stars, and we do still have 5 stars without Tyler Hero. 10th and final season is wrapped. If you want to stop and look at any of these awards, you can, but we don't care about them other than this. Coach of the year again, another 60 win record, 66 and 16 on the year. Do we get our guy Booker on an all-NBA team? It does not look like we do, and we do not get him on an all-defensive team either. Obviously, we are the 1 seed again. Let's take a quick look at these player stats and see why he wasn't all-NBA. He seemed like he had all-NBA numbers to me, but he's playing with so many other good guys here. Jaquavion Smith came in and played great for us, gave us almost 2 steals a night, something that Tyler Hero could not do for us. So hopefully this is the year we can finally make it to the finals. Of course, we get our Kryptonite Hawks in the first round. Let us hope that the bench and starting lineup is enough to finally win it. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we win. Game 4, we win. So no sweating there. And now we have Orlando, who was also my Kryptonite, 96 Cade, 89 Dyson Daniels, but then 2 70s and an 85. We should not have a problem here at all. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we win. Game 4, let's go. I was about to swear there, but I gotta keep it PG. Conference finals for the first time in this video against the 76ers, who do not have, they have 190 in their lineup, who's the center, but our center is better than theirs. This should not be a problem. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we win. Are we gonna sweep the East? Let's go, man. Finally, Xavier Booker, Finals MVP, 21 points, 13 boards, 5 assists, a steal and a block and a half a night, shooting 53-46. And we have the OKC Thunder here in the finals, who have 95 DJ Wagner, 92 Mackenzie Mbako, 91 Chet, 89 Cat, and 85 Travis Davidson. Our team is well overdue for a finals win. As we win game 1, we win game 2, we win game 3. Are we gonna sweep the whole playoffs here? Let's go, bro. The Miami Heat, after 10 years of rebuilding them, finally won a chip. Xavier Booker is your finals MVP. 23 points, 12 boards, 4 assists, 2.5 steals, 1.5 blocks, 53-40. As you can see here, this is the championship that already happened. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 championships, and we win the 10th one finally. We literally had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 60+ win seasons and didn't make it to the finals until this last year, but we did win it, so we're 1 for 1, and I'll take that. Our final lineup ends off with 490 overalls, Terquavion on the cusp there, and then a bunch of really good role guys to round off the rotation. You gotta leave a like and subscribe for this video. I was not planning on doing a 10-year rebuild as they take a long time, and I was gonna cut it off at around year 6, but the team was just doing so good how I built it, and it was honestly really fun seeing if they could finally get to the final place of winning a championship, and we did get there. So appreciate it if you leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below what you thought. I'll see you guys in the next video. This is my first week of 3 in a row videos complete. I was trying to upload my Pelicans rebuild though today, and it wasn't uploading, so hopefully when I retry that tomorrow, YouTube's not going to be weird and it'll let me upload that. Anyways, hope you're all doing well. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.